Good afternoon, everyone. How are you doing? I'm doing great. It's a pleasure to have you with us in the presentation today. The topic of the presentation is an analysis of Molière Lava and Alexandre Dumas de Saint, La question d'argent. The objective of the article is to analyze Molière's play Lava and Alexandre Dumas de Saint play La question d'argent. La question d'argent and lavoir are French words. Lavoir means the stinky man, and la question d'argent means the question of money. Who is Molière? Molière was an author in the 17th century. His real name is Jean-Baptiste Poquelin. He worked for King Louis XIV. Today, Molière's work is considered one of the highlights of world literature. In this slide, we will talk a bit about the French social context in the 17th century. In the 17th century, France ruled the European empires. France was under the rule of King Louis XIV, which was the heyday of French literature, art, and a strong army. And King Louis XIV ascended the throne in 1661, and he was instrumental in the creation of art and literature in that era. That was a golden age of theater. Who is Alexandre Dumas de Saint? Alexandre Dumas de Saint was one of the most read French novelists. He was an author in the 19th century. He wrote historical novels and adventure stories about famous characters, such as the Three Musketeers, as we call in Thai, สามทหารเสือ. The 19th century was a period of political instability in France. During that time, the middle class was considered the power class. People longed for freedom and were aware of their own right. The feelings of the people in this society were the inspiration for the creation of the artist's work. The play an important medium that writers use as a tool to reflect the wishes of the people. And the play that appear in the scene were realist drama. Lava is composed of 5 main characters. Apagong, the stinky father, Elith, the gentle daughter of Apagong, Cleon, the wise son against his father, Marianne, a gentle and beloved woman, Valère, Elith's gentle-hearted lover. In La Question d'Argent, there are 5 protagonists. The first one is Mademoiselle Elisa. The second one is Mademoiselle Mathilde. These 2 women are victims in a capitalist society and materialistic lifestyle. The third one is René. He was a gentle and poor man whom Elisa loved. The fourth one is the Countess Savely. She was a widow and a wealthy noble, making people wish to marry her. And the last one is Monsieur Chonchico. He was a character that reflected the ruthless middle class. After studying, I found that both plays have 2 common issues. The first one is the plays reflect a patriarchal society. The second one is the plays are at the comedies of manners. If you look at further character in both plays from a feminist point of view, it could be said that the roles of both characters reflect a patriarchal ideology. The term patriarchy literally means male-led government in a social group, such as a nation, a clan, a family, or an ancestry. These readers tend to be the elderly in a society with more legal power than others in the social unit. However, since the 20th century, feminists have adopted this concept to refer to the system of society where men dominate and often refer to the social system of governance of men rather than women. In the play, Lava Molière portrayed the role of Arpagon as a tyrant father whose control over their children's life led to feelings of sadness and fear. We found that their conversation reflect their fear for their father because both of them expressed their feelings for their loved one, fearful of their father discovering the truth. Cleon also suffered from his father's stinginess. As the message says, if your story is the same as mine, then the two of us must have done something against our father's wishes. We both need to be free from the injustice and face the bad that has been inflicted upon us for a long time because of the stinginess of a father that is hard to bear. As for la question d'argent, money was the key factor that drove everything. Even love affair could be priced in money, as Rene, the main character of the story, told the Countess Savary. For me, love is too expensive. Her name remarks echo his sentiments for poor men. It was difficult to find fulfillment in love. Although he had goodness, it was not an important attribute that would fulfill his love because people in society consider money important. In particular, Mademoiselle Elisa's father would give his daughter to Monsieur Jean Chicot. In Rene's case, his problem reflects a patriarchal social structure that allow men to rule and exploit women. In other words, Monsieur Duhier would marry her daughter to Monsieur Jean Chicot in order to pay off debts and to pay for the shares he bought from Chicot for speculation instead of having her daughter marry her lover. Now, we are moving on to the next point. The plays Lava and La Question d'Action are as the comedy of manners. The comedy of manners is a social satire drama. Human behavior is reflected. It's a comedy play that mocks the behavior of people in a society that is stupid, hypothetical, critical, and boastful. They tend to criticize specific groups of people. Both plays have the character of a comedy of manner. That is to say, in the end, the protagonist overcomes obstacles and ends up in a happy marriage, meeting a separated person and finding the solution to various problems. Finally, we conclude that the two plays are not just drama that delight reader and viewers alike, but also give readers a social picture. The economy and culture of France in the 17th and 19th century also invite the reader to question the event presented in the play, such as the right of women in that era. Both plays raise questions about money. Is whether money ultimately the conclusion of human life? And it is true that human happiness is the happiness of possessing property. In addition, both plays show that in the midst of a bad society, virtue still exists and will bring happiness to the life of man in any era. Thank you all for listening.